5 important principles of government. The preamble is the beginning of the Constitution, which was written by our founding fathers and establishes some very important functions of our government. It states, "We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, and promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty, to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America." Our government has these guiding principles to help us achieve this form of government that we have today. The next principle that I would like to speak of is separation of powers. Our government is separated into 3 branches: the legislative branch, which is headed by the Senate and the House of Representatives, where laws are written, discussed, and voted on. There's also the judicial branch, which consists of the Supreme Court and other federal courts, and it interprets and applies laws to certain situations and cases. The last branch is the executive branch, which consists of the president, the vice president, and all the members of the cabinet. They negotiate treaties and act as heads of state and commanders of armed forces. Separation of powers is important because it makes it so that one single person is not put in charge of everything, so that our government doesn't turn into a dictatorship. The next principle is popular sovereignty. Popular sovereignty is defined as a doctrine in political theory that government is created by and subject to the will of the people. This is where leaders are elected by citizens of the United States, and the person elected represents the people of the country and how it's run. Our form of government is a constitutional republic, which means that we choose and vote for the people who we want to represent us in our government. The next principle I would like to cover is federalism. Federalism is basically the idea that we should split political power between the federal government and the local state government. The federal government is led by the president, and it affects the nation as a whole. Our state government is more local and consists of state government, county government, city government, and family government, and it only directly affects the state in which it's in. The last principle that I would like to cover is checks and balances. Checks and balances are a system that keeps one branch of government from gaining too much power. Each of the 3 branches can limit the power of the other branches. Each branch checks the power of the other branches in order to make sure that that power is balanced between the other branches. This prevents a president of the United States from deciding to become a dictator. One example is when the legislative branch makes laws, the president in the executive branch can veto those laws with a presidential veto. And when the legislative branch makes laws, the judicial branch can also declare those laws unconstitutional. Here's some of the sources I used to get the information for the slides in this presentation. Thank you.